So I'm back after 200 years, and for this video I'll be going over who wins between Artoria Pendragon and Hajun. And since I know how long this scaling is going to take, let's just hop right into it. Saber is among the top servants in Extella and Extella Link, summoned by the Moontail. A top servant is among the strongest summoned by the Moontail, and this is more evident as she is capable of defeating Talonwell as well. This implies she's above Artoria. Artoria having the ability to destroy the Moontail without her regalia, the Moontail itself having the ability to create an infinite number of infinite possible worlds where nothing is impossible, each world representing its own possibility with its own logic and common sense, with the Moontail being able to create all these logical impossibilities as well as logical possibilities. These possibilities aren't a finite infinity either. This same Talonwell she defeated was able to fight Saber being capable of threatening to destroy the entire universe just by screaming, and this isn't really inconsistent at all, as Artoria also wielded Excalibur, which is a divine construct, being the ultimate and last phantasm, being created by the planet as its last defense, being the last hope of humanity, beating Saber 13,000 years ago. Saber being capable of beating multiple different pantheons and gods. The gods are also conceptual beings as well. These gods transcend the universe entirely, as no matter how much a heroic spirit transcends, they'll still be below a god or a divine spirit. Saber even transcending the concept of limits. And again, this is consistent, as Talonwell, who is relative to Saber full power, is relative to Goetia, who also has infinite mana. And I'm not saying that Saber Artoria scales to a beast class elite. I'm not, because she doesn't. I'm saying Excalibur does though. And again, this is even inconsistent for Excalibur, since it's the strongest noble phantasm, putting it above Altair's blade, or the Sword of Mars, which is the prototype of all divine constructs, and is said to be capable of cutting all things in existence. This line of scaling becomes even more consistent than it already is, as Gawain's Galatine is able to match it in power, his Galatine being said to be a copy of his sun, so again this is inconsistent. For a quick rundown, Saber can destroy the Moontail. The Moontail abides by extended mode of realism, extended mode of realism being the idea that all illogical and logical possible and impossible worlds exist simultaneously without contradicting each other, and again this is inconsistent, as there are walls between possibilities. And as I said before, Artoria defeated Talonwell, who was able to fight Saber, and Saber just by screaming threatened to destroy the entire universe. The Earth obviously exists inside the universe as well, the Earth having textures which are layers of reality, with the first texture where humanity and the laws of physics exist, with the reverse side of the world being a deeper texture, this being where all of the gods and phantasmal beings were created after the end of the Age of the Gods, with the rules and laws of the first texture not existing on the reverse side of the world. This realm also was the true form of the gods, which are higher dimensional beings and are also conceptual. These gods also transcend the universe entirely, as no matter how much a heroic spirit transcends, they will never reach the level of a god. This means since the universal world holds the true forms of the gods, the reversal world also conceptually dimensionally transcends the universe, like the gods would. Now I'll go over Hajun. Hajun is the strongest thing in his verse, being the strongest Hado god, being capable of one-shotting all of them with just a finger. The Hado gods essentially transcend most of the cosmology of the verse, with their existing infinite parallel universes, every universe being infinite in size and multidimensional. In every universe is an infinite number of concepts. These concepts form a hierarchical structure by transcending each other across dimensions. These concepts are also governed by laws that also transcend each other, leading to the destruction and transcendence of the laws that govern the universe. To prove this, Neros and Mercurius emanated infinitely, each on top of the same law. This means that both the laws and the universe were in a constant state of transcendence to establish the strongest and supreme law. There are almost infinite laws in a universe, with the singularity conceptually transcending and surpassing the multiverse and serving as the origin of all laws. Here being wholes, each whole transcends the previous one. The first one transcending the multiverse, each whole conceptually transcending the previous. And this goes on infinitely, as there are infinite holes. These holes transcend each other conceptually multiple times over. Say we're talking about the fourth hole, the fifth hole would conceptually transcend the fourth hole 4 times, and it goes on like this for every single hole. This process repeats for each discrepancy in value between the emanating gods. Each colorless hole contains infinite levels, each seeing the previous ones as fiction, upon which colored entities emerge, with the scales for this being on screen now. For the gods, the singularity is a mere sheet of paper. No matter how many new singularities emerge, colored or otherwise, it remains a canvas. This means they fictionally and conceptually transcend it. The throne is also above any other expansions of the singularities, the throne having countless layers, which might even be immeasurable, and embodies the concepts of possibilities, with each new throne god adding layers. The Naraka layer exists outside all other layers, of the throne, Mercurius expanded his multiverse beyond Nero's throne, meaning Mercurius' multiverse is beyond his throne and singularities. You can argue the throne has modal realism, and maybe even extended modal realism, but those are both extremely shaky and debatable. And any god has the ability to elevate their throne, demonstrated by Mercurius, since Nero's throne lacked singularities, and Mercurius created them. Each throne surpasses the previous in elevation. This is consistent, showed in Maria's throne, which governed non-existent realms, not controlled by Mercurius. Each god possesses the ability to disrupt the fabric of the throne, down to its core and reaching the Naraka layer, which transcends any other layer of the throne. Hajun has an immeasurable Tokyoku value, which is uncounted to infinite in this context, maybe even higher, the Tokyoku having transcended dualities, with a disparity in Tokyoku value being so immense that if a person has a higher level of Tokyoku value, the person with the lower Tokyoku value isn't even considered a god at all, with Tokyoku differences transcending the cosmology completely, with each level transcending the previous one with the same amount of magnitude as the first one. Now that I've gone over everything, who wins? Given the information I give, you can give your own opinion, but if you're asking for mine, then it's all up if you believe that the throne has modal realism. If you don't, then Hajun gets fireized and is a modal realism victim. But if you do think he has it, then Hajun would forward Saber. You could make an argument for Saber, but I won't go over that here because this video is already 6 minutes long and editing is going to be annoying as hell. But with that, I hope you enjoyed and peace out.